Splendid.
Marvellous.
And I do believe we are in. Boots, we're here.
We are here.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and dare I say good night wherever you are all over the world. Joining us this afternoon, as it is here in our rather muggy Cwmbran, Wales, for Game 4.
Yes.
Blimey. We're already at Game 4 of the Men's Roller Derby Association 2017 Championships.
Yes, I mean, we've already had 3 exciting games.
Oh,
it already feels like it's been quite a long day, but we have even more.
Yes.
Even more.
Yes.
So we are going to have a matchup with the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
Current champs.
Yep, the current champs. And they are taking on the Manchester Roller Derby's New Wheeled Order.
Who had a phenomenal game this morning.
Yes.
That was emotions, feelings, just absolutely phenomenal. I was trackside for that game, and
the energy of the crowd
yes.
was incredible, and I hope that came across on the feed.
Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, at the risk of sounding like sports cliche, like sports commentary cliche, the atmosphere was electric.
It was.
There was no other way to describe it. And such a lovely atmosphere as well. Like a real feeling of sportsmanship, sportspersonship, and just a really nice atmosphere and a brilliant start to the day and the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, if you are able to get down to Wales, I would suggest it.
It is worth the toll price.
Yeah, it is worth the toll price. You have to pay to get into Wales, but it's free to leave.
Yes.
But
never did get that.
But at the same time, if you aren't, we are here for you.
Yes.
We have a fantastic crew recording this,
yes.
and you will be able to catch all of the action.
Massive love to Derby Duck Productions.
Yes.
They are doing an absolutely sublime job this weekend. I know that if I'm at an event with Derby Duck, I know I'm in good hands.
Yes.
Or wings. Shall we give a very brief rundown of the teams, Boots?
Oh, if we must.
We must.
Who would we like to start with?
Would you like to start with St. Louis?
Yeah, we will start with the St. Louis Gatekeepers. We have 0260. That is Spin Diesel. Number 1, The Saint. Number 11 is Corey Porter. 32, Shane Bauer. 386, Dave Metcalf. 506 is Matthew Utterdorfen. 5150 is The Hulk. 57, Monster Jam. 618, Bled Zeppelin. 66 is Screech Around. 7 is Magnum PIMP. Number 82, Percy Control. 86, Wrecking Bill. And 88, The Doc.
We will run through New Wheeled Order for you in just a moment, but right now we've got the action happening on track. New Wheeled Order in the white, St. Louis in the black with the green striping across the back.
Green accent.
Green accent, thank you. That sounds much classier. We do have our first lead jammer being issued to St. Louis. That is going to be number 7, Magnum PIMP.
That is Magnum. Very utilised jammer for St. Louis, a very strong player. And yeah, I think we're going to be seeing him out with the star.
Got to interrupt you there. That was a massive chest-to-chest contact from Fish, trying to emerge from the pack. He literally exploded those 2 blockers away from him, but the speedy reformation of the St. Louis pack basically shut him down. He was given about 2 or 3 feet of space, and they just, like a vacuum, just straight back together to kind of recontain him.
We've had Fish taking the star off and is currently stashing it, but reapproaching the pack.
With a tidy little Apex picking up 3 points.
That's not going to be the only Apex shot we see.
No. So to give you a quick rundown of New Wheeled Order, as I mentioned, skating in the white, we have 000 is Omar Gerd. Oh, there's that Apex.
There is that
Apex.
There it is. Marvellous.
Thank you, Derby Duck Productions, for the action replay. 05 is Fish, 06 is Rufio, number 1 is Don Gingiovanni, 15 Peter Parker, 17 Quadrikill, 187 Veggie Cray, 1997 Cloud Strike, 24 is Smack Bauer, 672 Gadzuka, 747 Scooby Zoom, 8055 Hugo Boss, 84 Roseblade, and number 9 is Velociraptor.
And back to the action, we currently have... That is Shane Bauer at the front and is lead jammer for St. Louis.
0260. Spin Diesel for St. Louis picking up a cutting penalty, going to take a seat in the box. The hope is that things will get just that little bit easier. However, Shane Bauer being taken to the floor calls off the jam from a rather comfortable seated position.
I like to have a little sit down on the
that
on
was
the
cool,
track.
calm. Just going to pop myself down.
There was some very nice sweeping action for St. Louis as he was approaching the pack. They're a team that works incredibly well together. They're very, very tight walls, tight packs, and I think Manchester may have a little bit of trouble with that, but they are also very aware of St. Louis, and I genuinely think this is going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah. So up on this jam, we have Roseblade jamming for NWO. And that jammer for Gatekeepers is so snug into that pack. Believe that's it's number 11.
That is number 11, Porter.
Roseblade nearly round on the outside, coming away from turn 2.
That was a beautiful hit. Number 1, the Saint, delivered to Manchester's jammer there.
Yeah, Roseblade picking up penalty. I do believe it was a cutting from what I saw of hand signals. So we're now in Power Jam territory in favour of the Gatekeepers. Already 27 points on the board. Nothing to NWO as far.
A nice little knock to Porter there.
Yeah, tidy little hit from Don G, managing to drop Porter to his knees.
And a lovely display of a 3-wall situation there from...
Oh, phenomenal contact from Hugo Boss. But you see, St. Louis already proving kind of the tacticians.
Yes.
It's like, yes, they were still in possession of a power jam. Yes, there was still initial pass to be made. However, they were fully aware there was no point in recycling themselves, expending that energy that wasn't necessary. So they called the jam.
It is very smart jamming from both of these teams today. Or all of the teams today, rather.
It's clear why these are the teams that are here at this championship.
And we have a lead jammer for David Metcalf.
And up on his second jam of the day, second jam I believe in about 3 years, is number 17, Quadrikill. He has picked up a cutting penalty, so we're back into Power Jam territory. Metcalf coming round with another 5 in the sky.
Now we've seen in some of the previous games today, some games, some players have been accruing quite a lot of penalties, and it's something that I think NWO are going to have to be very careful of, especially against a team as formidable as these Gatekeepers.
So Metcalf picking up a secondary scoring pass and calling off the jam, freezing Quadrikill into the penalty box. The ending of that jam has resulted in what will be a blocker advantage to NWO moving into the next jam, however. We've got one Gatekeeper in the penalty box.
I think that might be Blood Zeppelin. Yep,
Very
that
possible.
is
There you go.
618, Blood Zeppelin. We don't know what they went into the box for, though.
Power start, and that is number 66, Screech Rounds, making short work of that NWO pack at the front to complete that initial pass and pick up the lead jammer.
Screech around not only with the tall legs but the fancy footwork, and now on a scoring pass, picking up a penalty by the looks of it.
Yeah, I do believe that may have been Gadzuka pulling that cutting penalty on Screech Rounds. You know when you can see something happening and there's nothing you can do about it. So Quadrikill did complete an initial pass, went in for that scoring pass. However, back block penalty went in just a little bit too hard at the wrong point on that wall.
A little jammer switcheroo, putting Screech around back on track.
But of course, with both jammers having been in the box, we've got no lead, so this will run for the full 2, of which we've got 55 seconds remaining.
So I am definitely looking for NWO to put some points on the board in this jam. This is a prime opportunity, as nobody has the power to call it off.
Multiplayer block being issued to number 82, Percy Control from the Gatekeepers, meaning that there's now one less blocker on track for Quadrikill to contend with, but I think he might be looking. We have got a star pass. Scooby Zoom is now your active jammer. It's in hand. Such control.
Fantastic edge work there. Means that Scooby Zoom is around and has picked up some points for NWO.
And do you know what we were talking about, the NWO fans and the atmosphere in here? That moment where Scooby landed those points, it was a no pass, no penalty, so that was why the 2-point pass. And as this jam ends now, I'm struggling to hear myself, let alone you, over the cheering that's coming from quite a distance away from us, actually.
To say that there is a good fan turnout for the New World Order would be an understatement.
Yes.
No, they are fantastically supported this weekend, both at home and in the audience today.
Home and away, with you each day.
Yep. So we have Rufio up against Magnum PIMP. And Magnum making very sure work of that pack. A little tuck to the outside, and he is around, but we also have freedom for Rufio.
Yeah, Rufio is through, looking to giving chase, laying on those crossovers.
Magnum taking a little spin, a little look, knowing exactly where Rufio was and calling at the perfect time.
Let's take another look. As he comes around, just such speed. It was one of those moments of, I'm pretty sure I know where the jammer is, and then all of a sudden they're out of the pack. So a thank you to, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, Brangwin. Any idea?
Brangwin, yeah.
Brangwin, thank you. On the Twitter feed, St. Louis, not St. Louis, I do apologise. It's too European for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So we will endeavour to correct that. I do apologise. Louis.
To be fair, if that is G.I. Jones, I can tell him off at a later point.
There'll be time. We do have a fresh jam in action, and that is Fish picking up lead jammer for NWO. I feel I may be deaf by the end of this game, and I'm wearing a headset.
Yes. Yeah, Fish is swimming back to the pack right now.
Number 32, Shane Bauer, also in the thick of it. However, Fish completing that scoring pass. Bauer facing some trouble at the front of the pack from Hugo Boss.
And it looks like Fish is just going to let this run after another scoring pass.
Fish looking for the outside line. I tell you what, he survives well in that shallow water.
Absolutely.
There's few jammers who do, but Fish seems to have a bit of a gift.
A little hip touch and a call there, putting 8 points on the board for NWO.
So with 18 minutes and 50 left on the clock, we've got the scores sitting 15 NWO, 67 to the St. Louis Gatekeepers. And a reminder for you, St. Louis in the black, NWO in the white.
Yes. Up next, we are looking at Corey Porter as the jammer for the Gatekeepers.
And that's 06 Rufio for NWO with the stars.
And a strong four-wall of Gatekeepers stopping NWO's jammer from making that pass.
Rufio so close to the outside. If he'd have had just a little bit more space on that, that sort of like that top 12, that turn, instead of slamming into number 57 Monster Jam, I think he would have had the sort of the stability to kind of right himself and move forward. But Monster Jam was just like, nope.
You shall not pass.
Yeah. Rufio looking to throw some hits to Monster Jam, manages to take him off track but picks up a cutting penalty in the process.
Gatekeepers jammer deciding to call it at that point. Can be very tactical sometimes to leave a jammer in the box. Gives the opportunity of a nice fresh power jam, and you know, it's good to keep jammers rested.
Absolutely. Just caught at the end there, that spin again from Rufio. I don't doubt there's people that are going to be feeling that for a while.
Yes.
So power jam start for St. Louis. Small reset.
Metcalf is looking for a gap in that wall.
NWO do not want to give it. Oh, we're talking about small gaps.
Yes.
That was...
The
I don't
width
think you
of
could have
piece
fit a
of paper.
sandwich in there.
A paper-thin gap, and yet Metcalf just sneaking their way through. Big sweeping hit there to Metcalf just before the end of that jam.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful work. This next jam will be brought to you by Roller Derby City, the official sponsor of the event. They've got volunteer and event t-shirts providing roller derby apparel for you and your team. Head over to www.rollerderby.com, or if you're heading up tomorrow or Sunday, we do have a brilliant stall in-house that you can go and see them to as well.
Yeah. The announcer's got a nice little piece of merch.
Oh, they were glorious.
Provided to us by the tournament head. Water bottles, so not just clothing, but there are accessories that you can get.
Yeah, Cymru Clash branded water bottles. I do believe they've got some for sale as well. So if you want to be cool like us, we're cool.
The
right?
announcers are cool.
We are cool.
You know who's pretty cool right now as well? Those two jammers. We have Screech.
We've got a double recycle.
Ooh. It's good to, you know, consider what's had that roller derby's really into that kind of, you know, looking after the environment and recycling.
Yeah. We care about the environment.
Screech having a little bit of trouble at the front there.
Quadrikilt still looking for that initial pass as well. We're nearly a minute into this jam and we're yet up. We have been issued a lead jammer. So it looks like Screech Round picked up lead but was reabsorbed. We've seen quite a lot of sort of eat the baby-esque action this weekend so far.
Screech hopping to the inside, finally facing freedom.
So yeah, that was around a minute and 10, minute and 15. Skills. NWO have them. Quadrikill does have the star stashed in hand.
And is being locked down at present.
As is Screech Around, actually. Again, that was a good 10-15 seconds to break through on that scoring pass.
So at the moment with the star stashed, facing off against those last two blockers, one of them being Wrecking Bill, and he really does come in like a wrecking ball with blocking, so I can imagine how tiring it is facing off against several of these players today. I think we're going to take a little look at the score. So we have 89 points to the St. Louis Gatekeepers and 15 points to the New World Order. And with 13.5 minutes left of this first half, we are now looking at two new jammers. And that is Magnum out of the pack. Very quick and escape from the pack.
Indeed, out of the pack in a similar fashion, although not quite as effective. Roseblade taking a seat in the box. Magnum not having quite so much success on this first scoring pass as he did the initial. Oof.
Took a bit of a tumble there.
However, he went down. He sort of took off inbounds, landed inbounds. It was just his midsection through the air that was out of bounds, but nothing touched down. Roseblade back on track.
Percy controlling that situation there and making sure that Roseblade is entrenched in that wall.
Nice word. So Roseblade with some of those fake out shoulders back and forth. Meanwhile, Magnum is just laying on the laps. 3 scoring passes so far in this jam.
It has taken the Gatekeepers up to 113 points, so they have already broken the century within the first sort of 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Roseblade completing that initial pass with a no pass, no penalty as he kind of tumbled over. I think we might have another look at it now. Yeah, so it's coming up onto this, to the first straightaway. Got up, got back on track. Not a cut because that blocker also both hands touchdown.
Yes.
So that's an out of play.
That is an out of play.
Rules learning with Snoogs and Boots.
We will be doing a podcast at some point.
It's going to happen at some point.
I did have somebody ask us to do drunk announcing,
Oh, no.
but we might have to do that as a post-champs replay.
Okay. We're definitely not going to do it on the feed because
Yes.
we're professionals.
We are professionals.
Hashtag Totes Profesh.
If you would like to get involved with the social media, talking of hashtags,
Oh.
if you are using Twitter, Facebook, you can hashtag MRDA 2017. We won't be able to read all of your tweets and messages, but we do endeavour to read them all.
Oh, yeah. Like, we physically read them. We might just not be able to get all of them out on the stream.
Yes.
However, you're absolutely right, Chaos Theory Derby. Somebody does need to gif Magnum diving headfirst through the apex. I reckon, give it by the end of the weekend, it'll be there. If Bacon wasn't on holiday,
Yes.
it would already be done.
Yes. And already done is Lee Jammer being assessed to Corey Porter.
We have had a star pass Scooby Zoom now donning the helmet cover. Porter with a stylish spin around call off. Let's take another look. So as it come round, takes a big hit, and I'd give that like a 6.5.
Yeah, I feel that was like a really nice 360 turn.
Yeah. The Russian judges even approved.
We are holding up scorecards, but we are upstairs and not viewable from...
We're tucked away in a parapet.
Yes.
So we're going into the next jam, starting with a pack advantage to the Gatekeepers. 2 blockers in the box for NWO. It does pay dividends. Number 386, David Metcalf, is your lead jammer.
Metcalf making very quick work of that outside line. Just a turn of the shoulder and freedom.
Meanwhile, Rufio finding space coming into turn 2 to complete that initial pass and really speeding things up to try and make his way to the pack. But Metcalf on the multitask, managing to keep himself upright and in bounds after taking a couple of big hits and still had the sort of the consciousness of mind to also slap his hips to call off the jam.
Yeah, NWO they definitely have some very strong blockers at the moment. We saw Omar as one of those blockers who was making life a little bit difficult for Metcalf in that jam. So scores currently stand, the Gatekeepers are on 133, New World Order are on 15, with just over 8 minutes left in this first half.
So Fish was your foremost jammer, however he has picked up a block into the head penalty. Hold on. Things are going on. Number 66, Screech Around. However, it's been rescinded. He was called back on track. He is lead, and he is scoring points.
Didn't look too happy about being sent off track, and then it was reversed, and looks a little happier now.
Yeah. Oh, the smallest of takeoffs by Peter Parker.
And Hugo Boss also bossing Screech at there.
Not quite so small takeoffs, but...
No.
Fish back on track. Oh, that was a super slick star pass. Only one blocker saw it, although it only needs one.
There can be only one.
And it is number 1, Saint. Fish back to the penalty box, but that star pass has been completed. So Scooby Zoom now twirling his way through the pack. Oh.
Screech seeing Scooby Zoom and deciding to call it off.
Let's take another look at that. Yeah. I do believe a low block penalty was issued from that contact.
And I do think we have Marek King Crazy is in the middle, maybe having a little chat with the referees about that.
If you're partaking in the game, you know what to do. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Like, if people know about the game, they know.
Yes.
Apparently, unrelated to roller derby, there is another game that my lovely fiance has been roundabout telling me about this past week.
Okay.
He can't believe that I don't know what the game is. I genuinely don't. If anybody knows what the game is and could explain it to me, although I think if they explain it, then they lose.
Yes, I think
I'm
you
so
are
confused.
currently letting a lot of people lose the game right now.
But if I'm talking about it, and I'm apparently not playing, have I just ruined something for everybody?
I'm not going to say ruin. Ruin's a strong word, but we may have some... Ruined.
I've got a terrible feeling that the Twitter's just going to go mad now with loads of people with Snoogs hate for ruining the game. So I'll stop talking about it.
We'll get back to this game
Yes.
at hand.
This game of roller derby that everyone can talk about and
Yes.
should. Oh, beautiful transitional footwork there from, I do believe that is number 7, Magnum PIMP. However, Quadrikill back with the star, has completed that initial pass.
And we're looking at quite a spread out pack of blockers for Manchester right now. Managing to kind of duck and dive around a very spread out pack. It can be difficult sometimes to reform.
Yeah.
And especially with some of these gatekeeper blockers, keeping people away from one another.
Dip, dodge, duck, dive, dodge.
Yes.
That's how you do in derby.
That is how you do derby.
Fresh jams means fresh jammers. Roseblade with the start for NWO. And that is going to be somebody who doesn't want us to see who they are. Oh, however, the story right here, right now, is Roseblade taking advantage of a little bit of confusion on the outside of turn 1, sees the inside of turn 2 is wide open, takes that skate and runs with it, lead jammer.
Percy Control with a big hit there, stopping him from getting to the front, but I do believe some lovely points were picked up there for NWO.
I dare say that you probably heard the reaction in-house to those 4 unanswered points for NWO.
Yes. Let's just put it that way. That jam was definitely fantastic for NWO.
Ellie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Apparently everyone has now lost the game. I'm really sorry. Can we start a new one? Please?
It just keeps going,
yeah,
unfortunately. I think we should stop talking about the game.
And right here, right now, we're going to see 2 consecutive lead jammers for New World Order. And hot damn boots, what else is it?
This is a power jam. Porter is going to the box. I think it might have been a cut track, and this is exactly what NWO and Rufio want right now.
Oh, massive hit on the outside. Just clips Rufio off. He's reset back past the jammer line.
I think that was Led Zeppelin doing some fabulous blocking.
Omar's going to take a seat in the box very clockwise. Meanwhile, Rufio with a skip and a jump. I don't think he quite landed it. He's not 100% sure himself. So just to play it safe, takes himself back.
Yeah, better to reset and give it another go. And Rufio round for a 5-point pass.
We have Jammer back on track. We have a star pass as well. Number 57, Monster Jam. First time in possession of the star today. Rufio twirling, twirling, forever twirling. And calls it from the goal. No ball, but there was a goal. 9-point jam there for NWO. That brings the scores to 28 points, New World Order. 1-5-2 to the Gatekeepers. 2.5 minutes left of this first half.
We were looking at some stats earlier for these teams, and we obviously know Gatekeepers are seeded as number 1 seed.
Indeed.
So they are very tough to score points against.
Yeah. A little bit of jammer on jammer action coming into turn 2. Fish with those crazy shoulders of his. Is it going to be a hat trick of lead jammer statuses? Statuses? Well, I'll be damned if it's not. 3 in a row, Boots.
That is a hat trick of joy. You can see a secret little smile from Fish there.
Nobody knows it, but he's got a secret smile. Fish getting Larry. Like in a good way, though.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, he's brimming to the gills with joy. And Fish back around on this scoring pass.
We've just had a barrel roll, and Shank isn't even playing today.
Well, you know, it's
good work, Metcalf.
It's good to see some barrel rolls.
Yeah, I love me a barrel
gymnastic
roll.
intention.
Yeah. So big shout out to Quad Skate Shop. Skate Shop not on site, unfortunately for us.
No.
But you can find them at www.quadrollerskateshop.com. Big shout out to them. I know that there's a lot of their stuff being worn this weekend.
Yep.
And just good quality stuff. Solid knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, we like to support our sponsors in particular, but you know they support us with the gear that they provide. And being supported right now with lead is Screech Around.
See what you did there.
A nice little segue into that.
Screech Around going around the outside line.
Around the outside?
Around the outside. Full 5-point pass as Quadkill is taken off and recycled back past the jammer line.
And we have, that was Monster Jam, providing a nice little bit of offense, helping Screech get through.
We've had ourselves a star pass. Omar Gard is your active jammer now for NWO. Just taken off, coming out of turn 2. Set back round to turn 1. Meanwhile, Screech Around with a 4-point pass there. Omar dipping low.
Not quite low enough though. Monster Jam giving one last shove before that jam was called.
Yep, so Omar picking up a cutting penalty right at the end of that jam. I do believe that is half-time, Milady Boots.
Yes, that is half-time.
So the next half will start with a power jam to NWO. To Gatekeepers. We have had an official review called, however. So we're going to take a couple of moments before we move to our half-time. Obviously, that was called within that sort of 30-second buffer from half-time to, the 30-second buffer, basically.
Well, what we can let you know is if you aren't staring at the screen right now, you should be. The score is currently the Gatekeepers are on 170 and the New World Order are on 34 points. As we were saying earlier, we have been looking at some of the previous games that these teams have been playing. St. Louis currently undefeated. The closest game that they had was Bridgetown. That was back at the Big O. But New World Order have managed to score a few more points than some other teams that have been playing the Gatekeepers.
Yep.
So I think we are set for a good match today.
Absolutely. I mean, it's easy to think when you see a scoreline like this that if you haven't seen it, that it's a very one-sided game.
Yes.
But we can see from the contact that has been occurring that is not the case. NWO are giving absolutely everything on track right now. And I think that's kind of seen and proven in the scoreline. Gatekeepers could have potentially racked up a much bigger differential than they have, but NWA are really kind of trying to shut them down, and they're having some decent effect to that.
Yeah, they are having some fantastic walling and locking down of those jammers. So yeah, it's set to be an interesting second half.
Indeed, we'll get you the update of that official review at the start of the next half. But we're going to take a quick break. We will see you back here around in about 8 minutes' time. And we are back.
We are back in the room.
Well, like, we didn't leave the room.
No.
But you're back. I'm sure you've gotten yourselves a cup of tea. Maybe something stronger if you finished work early.
Yeah. I'd suggest maybe a muffin or a cookie with your tea.
If you've got something stronger, maybe order a takeaway. It's Friday night.
Yes.
We've still got a couple of more hours of
We're all
derbs.
feeling right. You know, it is Friday night. And oh, what a night it's going to be.
Oh, what a night. I know I keep promising that I'm not going to sing on the mic, and I keep doing it, so I'll keep apologising, but I'll keep doing it, so sorry. But yes, we are back. We are a couple of minutes away from getting started with our second half.
Of a warm-up on track. Next game is going to be the San Diego Aftershocks versus the New York Shock Exchange, and it's going to be a shocking game all round.
We didn't plan that. That's natural.
We have a natural chemistry that we hope is translating well onto this game.
Yeah. Big shout out to Stormy. If we were able to come and commentate your life, we would. I mean, is it a paid position? Because
I'd be okay with that. Yeah. I think we also, I'm being told we have a Snapchat, MRDA Snap. So if you are
down with the kids.
Yeah, if you are good with the technology, please.
At the risk of sounding about 75, I don't understand Snapchat. That's not me being ageist. I'm basing it on my family experiences. And please, Phoenix, go away. Stop making us angry and bitter. Phoenix is having a terrible time watching Champs. In Barbados, please promise. Don't bring up the picture, Smaxby. He's brought it up full screen. We don't need that.
I will say though, I would rather be here than in Barbados.
It's probably warmer here, to be fair. And Phoenix, please keep creeping out Brom.
Yes. So for people not in the know. One of our announcers, Brom, is staying in Phoenix and Bacon's current abode, where they have a cat camera.
Yeah.
And they are currently scaring the bejesus out of Brom at random points, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It's fabulous. It really is. It's brilliant.
It's making our weekend.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. So we are seconds away from getting this second half started. If you will recall, Omar Gerd picked up a cutting penalty right at the end of the last jam of the last half.
Yeah.
So he's going to start in the penalty box. We have St. Louis Gatekeepers skating in the black with the green applique, and NWO in the white. And
up to jam, a familiar face on that jammer line. That is Magnum Pierre IMP.
Don't know what you heard about me, but He's Magnum PIMP, and he is your lead jammer, first lead jammer of this second half.
Magnum is actually one of the co-founders of the GateKeepers.
Very nice.
So I'm pretty sure he's happy to be here and
just happy to be here.
Just happy to be here. We would like to give a big thank you to all of the teams who have come over.
Absolutely.
We know it's a bit of a way, but you know it's nice to get out there, get on a plane, and see a little bit of the British countryside.
Yeah, we'll go with that's a good thing.
Yeah.
However, not seeing much of the countryside right now. Magnum is, however, seeing lots of track. He's making his way through. He's breaking down those walls, a la Chris Jericho, 2005. Omar back on track, passes the star to Fish. Jam gets called. Fun fact about Fish. Apparently used to be well fat, but the love of Roosh made him embrace exercise and get mega fit. Hubba hubba.
That's a beautiful fun fact of the day.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the facts that I know about him.
No.
We'll get into those later.
That sounds very ominous.
It's not, I promise.
We have Shane Bauer as lead jammer for the GateKeepers. And Rufio has escaped the back.
Oh, beautiful blocking there from Omar up front. Passing off to number 9, Velociraptor.
Omar doing a fantastic
Let's take another
job.
look. Wide open.
And a big hit there.
Yeah.
I think that was Omar again. Is that Omar?
Rufio working with that contact, trying to sort of use that momentum to make his way around the outside line. Yay, physics.
Yes. The momentum of the skater as they approach the edge of
the kinetic energy.
Yes. It's all about that kinetic energy. And both jammers out at the same time.
Photo finish. Roseblade is your lead jammer, though.
But Porter is swiftly on their heels.
So Porter is on the heels, however, doesn't appear to be really exerting himself. Roseblade took a big hit, knocked to the infield. Both jammers picking up 2 points.
Score is currently 188 to 36. GateKeepers in the lead with 26 minutes left on the clock.
Panda, don't feel sorry for Brom. He loves it. It's fine. The cat cam is fun. It's fine. It's fine. We love you too.
We're going to give a big shout out to our refs and our NSOs who are doing a fantastic job. We're very lucky for the level of officiating that we have this weekend and the level of skating as well, as Metcalf is through and is lead jammer for St. Louis.
Indeed, and I mean, you think about the phenomenal work that these skaters are doing, especially our jammers and sort of like the speeds at which they're moving. We've got their jammer refs who are on every single jam.
Yes.
Are keeping up with them stride for stride. That's conditioning right there.
Yes. Ooh, a nice hit there. I think that was Veggie Cray delivering that to David Metcalf.
Omar going with the sweep on the inside. However, Saint moving into the space that Omar had created. Scooby's still looking for the initial.
Yep, and that is another 5 points in the sky for Metcalf.
Metcalf going for the outside line.
Looking like he'd taken a little bit of a hit to the face there, but it seems to be okay.
It'll be right. Solid looking. We have had a star pass. Omar now your active jammer for NWO, not too far behind Metcalf.
Metcalf doing a little twist, a little booty tooch into the pack and calling it there.
As once philosophised by the great scholar, Ice-T.
Yes.
You can do it. Put your back into it.
Yes. I'm gonna give a quick shout out because Metcalf asked me to give a shout out to his wonderful fiancée Jill, and to say that
Jill.
he has the toonie with him. I think it's a Canadian reference to money, but either way, it's a cute little message, and we thought we'd get that in there.
So Jill, Metcalf has the toonie. Read into that what you will. It's cute.
And who has the star right now?
The star is currently in possession of, I do believe that's Screech Around and Fish. Fish, 1 blocker, 2 blockers left to pass. Again, that beautiful reformation from GateKeepers. Not like getting super tight, but I guess reformation is not the word I'm looking for. It's waterfalling.
Yes, their waterfalling is incredible. They have such wonderful awareness of their own blockers and where to position one another. Screech picking up another 5 points there, and it looks like Fish has removed the star from one's helmet.
Indeed.
But I don't think we managed to get that to a pivot before...
No, jam was called beforehand by Screech. Big shout out to another one of our sponsors, Plagued Fitness, providing those infected by roller derby fitness and healthy living with clothing for their contagious lifestyle. Ooh. Durable enough for practice, comfortable enough for everyday wear. We will have 2 special codes specifically for this event on our website. They will be MRDA SHIP, SHIP. This one will get the buyer free international shipping on their entire order. There's also MRDA 15, that's 15. This will get the buyer 15% off their entire order. These codes do not stack. I'm going to finish talking in a minute because Rufio's lead jammer for NWO right now. And I feel that's quite important.
Oh, a phenomenal take out there.
Rufio, however, being issued a cutting penalty there. So we're going to move into power jam territory. No lead jammer means this now will run for the full 2. Veggie Cray with a big hit up front.
I'm hoping we manage to get a replay on that.
Yes, that'll be delightful.
At the moment we have, I think that is Gazook being goated, being held by St. Louis.
We can police ourselves.
We can and do police ourselves very well.
So Rufio back on track. Looking for that apex once more. Doesn't land it, so goes for the recycle. Number 82. Percy Control heading to the penalty box. 5-1-5-0. Hulk also headed that way. Gives a little bit of breathing space for Rufio now with only 2 St. Louis blockers on track.
And we will see if Magnum decides to spring his players from the box, or if he will leave them there to stop Rufio from scoring points.
Well, there's no control because no lead jammer.
No.
Got 6 seconds left on the clock. Rufio no doubt going to look for, try and get his hips round, and he does.
That was a fantastic.
That was pleasant to watch.
Yes, that was.
Let's have a look at that again. Oh.
What a big hit there.
Fairly certainly just did the splits. That was impressive. We do have a team timeout as called by NWO, so I am just going to quickly finish this sponsor read. I do apologise.
Yes.
So we do have those 2 voucher codes for Plagued Fitness. That was MRDA SHIP. This one will get the buyer free shipping, free international shipping on their entire order. And MRDA 15, that's 15. This will get the buyer 15% off their entire order. The important thing here is these codes do not stack, so only one or the other can be used on a single order. So have a look, folks. If you see something on there that you like, you can either get yourself free international shipping or you can get yourself 15% off. Either of those wonderful options. And you can find that over at www.plaguedfitness.com. We're spelling that PLAGUED fitness.com.
And right now, I can smell some of the food in the venue. I'd be into fitting this whole pizza in my mouth.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm into
Yeah.
fitness. And you're absolutely right, Elizabeth. The Gatekeepers' offense is on point. Glorious to watch.
I think there is a reason why they are so highly seeded.
Yeah, like, if you couldn't figure it out before.
Yeah. If you weren't aware why, this is why. And we have Shane Bauer as lead jammer for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Taking a bit of a hit to the outside there, but back around, and a 5-point pass.
Meanwhile, Roseblade in the thick of it, looking for a space, hoping for, I guess, some offense. Kazuka offering a little bit.
And Hugo Boss making sure that the defense is on point.
Jammer takeoff.
Ooh.
Roseblade given some big space on the recycle. Hulk seeing a little bit of goat action there.
I just want to say a big shout out to Shane Bauer on that last pass. It's just breathtakingly easy. I'm aware that jamming is not easy in the slightest.
Oh,
but,
good grief, no.
But honestly, some of these skaters make it look incredibly easy.
Makes me sick.
Yes.
Like, in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not bitter.
It's sickening.
Speaking of things that are sickening, is that toe stop work from Roseblade.
Yes.
Absolutely phenomenal. No words.
No words.
Should have sent a poet. That was beautiful. Yoshi, he's actually here. That's not somebody wearing a creepy mask. Yoshi is actually at this event. One of our fabulous volunteers. We've got a whole host of volunteers in purple this weekend. We've got people wrangling teams, helping the officials, running the door. Massive love to all of our volunteers this weekend.
It currently looks like we only have a single blocker on track for the New World Order, and Porter is using this to their advantage.
Indeed, Hugo back on track now as well, but I believe Hugo was standing at the end of the last jam, and then two other blockers were seated. Corey Porter laying on the laps as Scooby Zoom heads to the penalty box. Gatekeepers looking to extend this lead that they have in momentum.
And this is definitely the jam to extend it with this power jam situation. Looking briefly at the score, New World Order on 44 and Gatekeepers score now up to 262. I'm pretty aware, speaking to the New World Order bench, Marek, very excited to do this game, and I think they are very happy to be able to play the Gatekeepers and learn from this incredible teaching experience.
Absolutely, it's everybody knew this was going to be a tough game going in, but this is also a fabulous learning experience. So Don G, I believe that was, managing to take off Gatekeepers jammer just at the start there. Quick recovery from Metcalf sees him back on track and through to pick up lead as Scooby makes his way out of the penalty box.
Yeah, I was going to say Scooby is back on track and fighting for freedom.
Don G with the tidiest of hip checks, sending Metcalf up onto his toe stops and literally bouncing along that outside line of that first straightaway, managing to keep him bounds, but not that time. Coming up to turn one, Don G causing all kinds of issues. That was joyous. I mean, not for Metcalf. That was probably a right pain in the backside. But
Metcalf might not have enjoyed that too much.
I am not a fan of this action. That's me impersonating Metcalf. I don't know what accent he has, so I didn't want to put anything on it. But massive props to Don G there for being a literal thorn in the side of Metcalf.
Yes.
He was just all over him like a rash.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
As we've said,
It was nice,
we have some fantastic blocking from both teams. But as we've said before, the points differential, we've seen the Gatekeepers play and be having a lot more points on the board. So it's a real testament to the NWO blockers and them working those butts off to stem the tide.
Absolutely, and I mean, this has been quite a physical game.
Yes.
So I think we can see that there's probably WO get out and complete that initial pass a little bit more as we progress through this second half. Probably means that they are starting to wear down the Gatekeepers even just a little bit. So, I mean, we are getting smaller or some smaller scoring jams because we are getting those NWO jammers out and they are forcing the call. The Gatekeepers seem not to want to just run it.
Somebody who is running away with points right now, Magnum PIMP.
But as we were just talking about, Fish out of the pack already.
Yeah.
Was almost within touching distance of the pack. So Magnum only picking up a 4-point pass on that jam.
I would say one thing about the tactics of the Gatekeepers, they're very pack aware of not only their own skaters but the opposing skaters, and with a wealth of experience with their jammers, they have fantastic timing and being able to look, sometimes just knowing to run the clock a little bit longer, because at the moment they are in the lead.
They are, and this is a fresh game for them. This is their first game of the day.
Yes.
Whereas obviously NWO have already played once this morning. Bauer through as lead. Scooby fighting his way through, and he does manage to get through. Bauer with the call off, and just while we have a moment, shout out to one of our other sponsors this weekend. Massive love to Events Medical Saltney.
Yes.
Medics for the event, you can find them online at www.eventsmedical.com. I've worked a heap of events with actually the two particular medics we've got on site. And they're not only are they wonderful people, they know exactly what they're doing and they know how to look after us.
Yes.
They get derby.
I mean, we can't do this kind of thing without medics.
Nope.
It'd
be stupid to even try.
That would be stupid to even try. And I know we've had a couple of rough and tumbles going on track the past couple of games, and we're so thankful to have the medics standing by and doing such an amazing job.
Indeed. So we've got Porter and Roseblade jamming this one. Roseblade with some beautiful transitional footwork to come out on that initial pass, but Porter was of course our lead jammer. And unfortunately Phoenix can't watch the feed because there's a kitten on the iPad. No! So, you know how we were talking about obviously NWO managing to get out and to force those calls. Just having a look at some stats for the last few jams, and we've got 4 4-point jams and a 2-point jam from Gatekeepers for the last 5 jams. Obviously we've had some bigger jams this half. We've had a 20-point jam. So we've had a couple of bigger passes, but NWO are really capitalising on the fact that the Gatekeepers are tiring a little bit and they're managing to get a little bit more control.
I think as well, like the ability to get their jammers out does mean that we're not getting those 20, 30-point jams, and it is really smart tactics from NWO on that.
So we are 35 seconds into this jam. We do not yet have a lead jammer, I do not believe. We've got Rufio and Metcalf going at it. And of course, Metcalf is now your lead jammer, but it took 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean,
And Rufio's through too.
nearer to Apex 3, to turn 3, actually getting a lead jammer.
Our OPRs are working a mile a minute this jam. Metcalf looking ready to take flight, waiting until that last possible minute. So a nice combination of running the clock, but also playing it tactically smart. Again, only 4 points picked up in that pass.
As we've said before, clock management is something that we are seeing more and more of with some of the top teams, and we've also seen situations. Obviously, if you are new to roller derby, please look at the archives.
Yes.
But we have seen situations where clock management has cost a team a game.
Indeed. So somebody who's Fish can't tell time.
No.
Fish doesn't care. He's lead jammer. Time, pah.
Fish just wants to keep swimming through those points.
Just keep swimming. Quadra-kill exploding the pack there coming into turn 1. And as nice as the waterfalling has been from the Gatekeepers, not quite enough to get back together to shut Fish down. Scoring pass, no penalty, sees 3 points on the board there.
Screech taking a hit and doing a wonderful spin out of that hit there.
We do have an empty penalty box. It was quite NWO heavy. That was nice.
Very nice.
Fish using those slippery hips. Yeah, I went there.
Yeah, you did.
Slippery hips of a fish around the pack.
One thing we don't want to see on track today is any flopping. We don't want any fish flopping.
No flip-flopping.
No.
A little bit of a tumble at the end of the jam there, but Fish calling the jam from the floor. Let's take another look at this action, because it was nice. Oh, tumble. So I have seen the Gatekeepers bench manager. He is in the middle. Nope, nothing. We're going to crack straight onto the next jam. We've got 8 minutes 40 left on the clock. And we have a St. Louis lead jammer for Magnum. Roseblade battling. And through. Oh,
I think Roseblade's had maybe a little bit of trouble at the beginning of this game, but has done some phenomenal work.
So sorry to interrupt you, but it's Magnum picking up a low block penalty.
Ooh.
Roseblade already up round for a scoring pass. There is a out of play call goes up.
I think that is 5 points on the board.
Oh, the agility of Roseblade is a wonderful thing to behold.
As I was saying, there might have been a little bit of a rough start to this game, but Roseblade has been doing some phenomenal skating, and definitely should be proud of this jam.
Oh, absolutely. Magnum back on track from the box. Roseblade are holding at the back of the pack. Partly by choice, partly because there's 3 chuffing great St. Louis blockers there. But Roseblade was able to just take the edge off Magnum on that first scoring pass out of the box. We do have both jammers out and scoring. Roseblade so nearly round on the outside. Did manage to pick up 2 points in that final pass, though. Let's take another wee look. Everybody down. So we've got 6 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock as we move into a team timeout for the Gatekeepers. Scores are sat NWO 67, Gatekeepers 315.
While we have a little team timeout, we are going to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, that is Bont. Bont are fully heat moldable, ultra lightweight, extremely responsive and heavenly heel lock. So if you are looking to upgrade your skates, go and give Bont a little look.
Oh yeah, do it. So we've been talking a lot about the kind of season that the Gatekeepers have had. We've had some hefty great differentials. They had a winning 451-point differential against Rat City earlier this year. 426-point differential against Wheels Mayhem back at the Big O. We're currently sitting on a 248-point differential with what we've got going on here in Cymru, and that's kind of middling. It's a bigger differential than the Misfits had at Sibling Rivalry, but smaller than both Twin City Terrors and Ground Control, also at Sibling Rivalry. So NWO should feel a whole heap of pride, I guess, about what they've managed to put up today against this #1 ranked team in the Men's Roller Derby Association.
I think it's really nice to see quite a few European teams coming into this championship, and they're really holding their own, and they're doing some fantastic work. This is a big points differential.
Yes.
We won't lie about that, but it never really shows. And you know what is showing right now? Lead Jammer.
Not only lead Jammer, but Omar and Hugo Boss still holding Bauer up front. And it was only that out of play call going that meant Hugo had to let him go. We're going to see some Jammer on Jammer.
Yep, Jammer on Jammer
Oh,
action.
wowza.
Scooby Zoom and Bauer.
Scott Bauer turning. Bauer looking like he was going to take a seat there.
Bauer's going to try and sit on Zoom, but he is zooming through, picking up a full 4-point pass.
Tell you what, man, Bauer would have got away with it too if it hadn't been those pesky kids.
Yep.
True facts, folks. We only speak in true facts. Five and a half minutes left on the clock, and the audience is still giving it absolutely everything. Can you hear that?
Yeah. The audience are giddy with joy.
Yes. Beautiful.
I think we might have a little chat in the middle. Don't know if that's going to be an official review.
It is. I've seen the cupping of the hands. So official review being called by the Gatekeepers.
I do believe the referees do have a mic, so if we get some news of that official review, it will be straight from the ref's mouth, or the zebra's
Fingers
mouth.
crossed. I know we have been having a few technical issues.
Yes.
If that is the case and we are able to get the information across to us here, it will probably be by our hyper technical message delivery method that you may have seen at the start of the game, just out of frame of the camera. It's basically Evil Laurent with a bucket and a rope to some people sat down below us.
Bucket and ropes, they work well.
Been working for centuries.
Exactly.
Nay, eons.
And there is a reason for that, because that is an effective form.
If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
But a little bit of stats information for you.
Yep.
So we've mentioned about how the Gatekeepers, they're still running at the moment with those 4 and 2 point passes. And we're now looking at, I'm going to have to do some counting here, so bear with me. 9 jams at the moment where they've only scored 4 point pass or a 4 and a 2 point pass. So they've really been nickel and diming it the last 9 jams, basically. Whereas we've had the last 3 jams, we've managed, for NWO, we've had a 3, a 4 and a 4, a 5, a 4 and a 2, a 4, a 5 and a 3. So slightly chunkier passes, and it has seen, like that last pass, 12 points in total. And that has seen NWO jump from the lower score they were sitting at up to 79. So it's. I'm not saying that it's anyone's game, because that would be misrepresentative.
Yes.
But you can see that NWO are planning to give it right until the very end.
Yeah. I think this game will have a really good really good effect on their rankings.
Yes, oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
So we do have a new jam in progress. Porter is your lead jammer, and it is a power jam. We can see Scooby Zoom sat in the penalty box. So I'm assuming whatever the official review was, it was regarding the jammer, and that was upheld. However, Porter has just picked up a cutting penalty, so we are going to have a jammer switch out.
Yep, jammer switch out and a power jam in favour of the New World Order.
Indeed. Scooby Zoom was standing in the box, so that's probably going to be around about 25 seconds of time that Porter's going to serve. But as Porter was our lead jammer and is now in the box, this will run for the full 2, and we've still got around about 1 minute and 15 left on the clock.
Indeed. Scooby coming up into turn 3. But there is 4 formidable gatekeeper blockers.
However, you've also got Hugo Boss going in there breaking stuff up for him.
Yeah, Hugo's done some fantastic offensive work. I think we're about to see... I heard a whistle go. I don't know if that's...
Scooby, low block.
That is a low block.
So the box had emptied before he got there. So it's going to be the full 30 that he serves. Porter out of the box, straight through, 5-point pass.
I think we're seeing... we've been seeing a lot in the game, both the men's and the women's, that sort of brace wall. I know the men's sport tends to be quite skating backwards heavy, but we have seen some lovely forward skating from these chaps, and really, really nice, effective 3-walling.
Indeed. So Porter is round for another scoring pass. That jam reached its natural conclusion. Zoom was out of the box before the end of it. And that was a 19-point jam for the Gatekeepers.
I think that's their biggest jam in...
fair amount of time.
Yeah.
In about 10 jams. Yeah. Thanks, Maxwell.
So with a jammer in the box... Oh, no, I don't think we do have a jammer in the box.
We do not. Scooby Zoom got out a couple of seconds before the jam reached its natural conclusion. We are starting with a quadra-kill in the box, though. And that blocker deficit has worked to the advantage of Metcalf, who has managed to complete that initial pass in record time to pick up lead. Rufio through on the initial. Metcalf just taken to the outside by Quadra-kill. Calls off the jam from that point outside of turn 3.
A little update on the scores. New World Order are on 79 points. The Gatekeeper roller derby team, they are on 340, and with a timeout and 2 minutes left. I'm kind of hoping that New World Order get as close to the 100 mark as possible.
It'd be very nice.
This would be very nice, and just a fantastic score so far.
Yeah, it's been brilliant to see NWA really bringing it.
Yes.
But it's also been a real pleasure to watch and to talk about people as seasoned and controlled and experienced as the Gatekeepers. Just textbook. Yeah. Everything has just been bam, 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 bam. It's been... I can't think of another word for it. I lost my thesaurus. Great gameplay. That'll do nicely.
It's been great gameplay.
And it's been educational.
Yes.
I mean, of course, I've watched a lot of MRDA championships. This is my first attending, and it really is quite a difference being here in person, actually seeing it happening on track. And that's not to say anything negative about feeds we've had before. Feeds have always been absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
But there are some slight little bits and pieces that you might not catch on your TV, especially if you're watching it like on a... I've watched it on very small tablets before, and it's...
Many small tablets.
Yeah, and it's basically colours.
Yes.
So that's also a little dig. If you're able to make it across to Wales this weekend, please do it.
Yeah.
You can have a free hug from me.
It is absolutely worth the admission price.
Indeed.
And you know, you get to spend some fantastic time watching some incredible games.
Odd as it sounds, I would recommend like vest and shorts though.
Yes.
It's muggy as all what's-its. Roseblade nearly out as your lead jammer, but that was going to be a forearms penalty being assessed.
So this will give Screech the opportunity to pick up lead and have a little power jam for the Gatekeepers.
Well, I mean, like, you could try. He just got swept right to the infield.
Yeah.
Along with one of his blockers. Of course, as I talk about that, Screech does complete that initial.
Yep. Announcer's curse.
It's been running heavy.
It's been viable even from our heavenly booth.
Yeah. I'm like, you can't even hear us.
No. But they know.
They know. Roseblade out of the penalty box, straight into the action. Some big contact there between the blocker and jammer, the pivot and jammer lines by mistake. Screech taken off track. Quick recycle and some massive hit from 618 Bled Zeppelin, resetting Roseblade.
Bled Zeppelin is a force to be reckoned with, and Roseblade is definitely feeling that force at present.
Kazuka picking up a Peter Parker, my mistake, picking up a cutting penalty. Going to take a seat in the box, gave a little bit more space for Screech to make their way through. Meanwhile, Roseblade still looking for that initial pass. Just got tag teamed by those Gatekeeper blockers to the outside.
We have a timeout at the moment, and what looks like probably very little time on the board. I think we might have even be an official review.
It certainly looks that way. Official review as called by NWO.
So we might get one more jam.
We might. Blessed be.
It would be nice to have another jam.
The Lord Quad giveth.
And the Lord Quad can taketh away as well.
Yeah. We don't want that.
No.
But I mean, you never know. But just a reminder, folks, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, High Five, Bebo, Penguin Club, whatever it is.
Reddit,
hashtag,
BBC News.
Yep. Can you imagine if we got this hashtag like trending on most of the world would be like, what is going on? Hashtag MRDA 2017, MRDA 2017. And please send us your photos, be it adorable kittens sat on tablets, be it pregnancy bumps watching the feed. Send us your viewing parties. I suspect we'll see some more of those over the weekend.
Yes.
As people hopefully have some time off. For those of you that have joined us today, thank you very much.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm wrapping it up, because this game isn't finished and we've still got 2 more.
Yeah, we have got plenty more games at the moment.
Yeah.
Not just today, but the whole weekend of roller derby pleasure extravaganza for people.
It's just good stuff.
It is good.
It's just good stuff.
It's so good.
Wholesome. I mean, there's something wholesome about people knocking 10 tons of crud out of each other.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Also, there's a certain
I was
amount
going to say, if
of joy.
there's not, then I've been living a very different life.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of very friendly jammers, a lot of friendly blockers.
Yes.
You know, both during the game, little high fives to one another, hugs. I mean, this is why we love the sport.
Yes.
This is why we love it.
It's one of those. It's not only the atmosphere of the audience, but the sportspersonship of the skaters. And I mean, there was no doubt that was what we were going to witness this weekend.
Yes.
But it's a nice confirmation.
Indeed.
And this has been an absolute pleasure to talk about this game. And as we've said, it's seeing European teams stepping up.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've seen so far today.
Yeah. Oh, and we're talking about that. Magnum having a little hug there. I think that was with Rufio. Yeah, that was with Rufio.
Yeah.
A little jammer on jammer action before this begins.
Jammer on jammer high five.
Exactly. Jammer on jammer hugging.
I tell you what was very nice there on that inside line. Magnum looked certain that he was through. However, Omar literally just stepped.
Yeah.
There was no like mega contact. Just stepped exactly what he needed to do. Shut Magnum down, set him off, recycled him. Magnum recovered, completed scoring pass, picked up initial pass, my mistake.
Yep.
Picked up lead, called the jam immediately.
Yeah.
So the additional jam that we got was a no-go, essentially.
And I think that whistle has given us, this game is officially over. We'll wait for the score to be made official, but score currently, NWO are on 83, Gatekeepers are on 352, just phenomenal. And yes, that score is now final.